you, my subscriber. How you doing today? I'm good. Maureen Sky, Crafty Sky Lady coming at you. If you're new here, welcome. I'm happy you're here. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I'm in one of my familiar places. Had to go talk with my lady in regard to my status with my diabetes meds. So I thought, what a good day to do a video from my car. I'm not moving, I'm stationary. And it is a nice day here in New England. It's breezy. You kind of need, I've got a little plaid poncho here if I get too cold. But I wanted to wear this today. I went near UMass Amherst a week or so ago because I had to go to the dentist just for an overall checkup from that bone spur, my ET thing there. I called it ET while it was living in my mouth. But anyway, we had to just go check with the dentist. All was good. Healed nicely. So while I was in that vicinity, I went over to their Salvation Army thrift store and I had a ball all by myself. And I looked mostly at the clothing and I did get a few things. And this on sale that day was only a couple dollars. And I just fell in love with the colors. And it was my size. And I thought, oh my God, it's a little roughly high-low at the bottom. And I do have a little white t-shirt on underneath just because it's a little sheer. But, oh, it fit good. And I thought, I'm wearing that today. And I happen to have the orange earrings. I figure, you know what? It's colorful outside, flashy and colorful. So why not join the party, right? That's my take on it. So anyway, I'm here. Let's see, updates. Eddie, I hadn't seen her in a while. And go visit with her. This was Sunday. And was getting all ready and everything. And we were going to go get pumpkins and maybe some mums for my front steps and that. Which I still need some. And I may go today just up the road to the farmer's market place there. Agway, and get some because I never made it over to her house that day because Eddie took a good fall in the upstairs hallway, and he's thin-skinned, being 91 on his elbow area, so he broke some skin, so that was all bleeding all over the rugs, but he was okay otherwise, but not sure why he fell, but he just couldn't get his balance, bones, and I could not lift him. I couldn't get him up. I tried everything. Of course, I have a little arthritis in my hips, and, I got my own health issues, diabetes and that. So anyway, we worked together. I could not get him up, and we worked on this, people, for 2.5 almost 3 hours. I'm not kidding you. I didn't want to bother anybody. My son does live just over the mountain in Turner's Falls, and they'd been off visiting their home in Florida, but they were back. But they had just gotten back like the day prior, let's say, and I didn't really want to bother them. He's probably home watching a football game. He loves the paper, and I almost did, but I waited. So then, thank you. Well, let's just wait a little bit. I couldn't get him up. Anyway, I decided, well, let me just go outside. I've got neighbors on either side of me, and I know there's younger men that live in each one of those houses. And I thought, well, I'll try to flag one of them down just to have him come in for a minute, get him up and into the bed. Well, because he wasn't far from the bed. Well, I go outside and I'm trying to flag down a car. I go over to the neighbors and I couldn't figure out, they got such a menagerie in front of the door. I couldn't figure out how to enter the home. So And I was out there, doing this, but nobody saw me. The other side, nobody saw me. So I went back in the house thinking, okay, maybe I better call my son, because his body and his mind was not telling him, his legs, what to do for 2.5 hours with me. And all of a sudden he just gets up and gets in the bed. I need help with this one. Comment, is that dementia? Because I'm starting to think that, because he's also been asking me more and more, like he'll say, what's today? And I'll say, well, Thursday. And then 15-20 minutes later, what day is it today? What day is it? And he's constantly. And then we'll say we sat and paid the bills. An hour later, he's wondering, what bills need to be paid. And I said, we just did that. I just did that for you. And I told you all of that. And we went to the post office and we mailed them all. Oh, and so things like, I'm starting to see, if, I ask him if he's in the kitchen, if he'd bring me back something, from the fridge. If I'm in the living room, he'll walk all the way back from being right in front of the fridge to say, what was it you wanted me to get you, And I do that a little bit too. So the two of us are a pair. So anyway, there's some of that going on. So I don't dare leave him for too long, although I'm sitting here now and I'll get back there soon. But I don't like leaving him for too long because he worries me. But anyway, I thought, okay, well, daughter-in-law gave me this. She makes these, actually. This one is smooth as Tennessee whiskey, sweet as strawberry wine. And I love how Jamal Roberts sings it right now, that song. I love him. He's got such class and style and such a great sound. Oh, love it. Anyway, I thought, well, okay, this is a good time to do a video of 10 things about me that maybe you did or didn't know. But we can kind of make that our video for today. So excuse me if I yawn a little bit here and there. I think it's the diabetes and I need to eat soon. I have an apple if I need it. Okay. So, being a storyteller that I am, or feeling I have to have a topic, this is going to be my topic for today. 10 things about me. Okay. Number 1, I'm the youngest of the family. I'm the baby. My mom overall had 7 children, 7 babies. The first 3, she, as toddlers, they went and lived with other people. So she didn't raise them fully over the years. They went on, long story, and they went off and lived with other people. But one of them would come, the boy, Jackie Vern, he was her firstborn, and he would come and stay with us in the summers. So that's 3 of the 7, and the other 4, I'm the youngest of. That was same mother, same father. The first 3 was just my mother, but different father. So I'm the baby of the family. Okay. I'm a lover of food. Number 2, I'm a lover of food. Not many foods I don't like. I'm always open to trying new things. I love new recipes. Love to try new foods, as long as, some stuff there isn't much I wouldn't eat, although I say that, and there's some things I'd probably steer away from. I'm not big on eating something that was a bug, not really. Although I watched Shark Tank years ago, and they had this guy on selling, what was it, flour or something made from crickets and they have canned bars, and I don't know, unless I absolutely had to rely on that to, keep me alive, let's say, I don't really relish the idea of putting that kind of food in my mouth. So that would, and I like sushi. I like things like that. I don't know that I'm big on alligator, although, you know, if you grew up around that, it's no big deal and people love it. So I don't know. I guess it's also how you grew up, you know, and what you're used to. Yeah, there's certain foods that don't thrill me. Liver and onions, I'll eat it. My mother used to serve that to us once in a while. I'm more big on chicken livers than I am calf liver. That I'm not big on, although my mom would cook it up with onions and it was somewhat doable. But and I'm not big on gamey meat like venison. I can still taste the wild taste of that. So I'm not big on, you know, these game dinners where the food is still that gamey wild taste. No. Unless, again, I had to survive, then I would. But overall, though, I love my food. I'm a foodie. Love creativity. Oh, yes, of course. And I think most of you who have subscribed to my channel kind of know that, because many a day I'm sitting out in my bottle wall area. And, you know, who has one of those, right? Not too many of us. You know, and that's all made from drilled wine bottles, and it's beautiful, and I love it. And I paint. That's probably why I like the colors in this blouse, and it made me think of a watercolor painting I did upstairs in my bathroom. It doesn't have the orange, but it has the blues, and it's very wispy, and made me think of brush strokes. But I love to do watercolor and paint. I love to sew. Sewing was my first love, and I still enjoy that. I love creating things, making anything, wreaths and, you know, things, bows, and I love to make my jewelry, which I'm getting back into. I got a bunch of pieces ready for soldering, and I'll be doing a video about that. So yeah, creative, you know, just absolutely love creativity. And I love, next one is I love nature. Very much so, obviously, being out and about, and I love watching and seeing things grow, you know, having a garden and getting my hands in the dirt, and I love sunsets and sunrises, and to see flowers and beautiful things growing in my gardens and any garden, and yeah, I love all that. I love nature. I love the 4 seasons. Yeah, you know. Yeah. That was actually number 5, and number 4 was very kind. Rarely am I selfish. Yes, you'll find I'm a very kind individual. I have a temper, and it runs deep. My mother always said, still water runs deep, and it takes a lot to get me mad, but when I'm there, you don't want to be around me. I am a fierce to tend with. You don't really want to go there, and I stew for a long time, but like I said, it has to be something really a big deal to kind of make me mad. I can overlook a lot, and yeah, but overall I'm a pretty kind, gentle, nurturing individual. Yeah. Love being with people. I do. I love people. People I love being with. But I like people in general. And I'm one of those, you know, if I took a train ride today somewhere and I'm near other people, I would strike a conversation and I would start talking and, you know, hope that the person sitting next to me is reciprocating and you know, conversing back. I don't like people who are snobby or snub you, or no, you know, that's not enjoyable. I want to feel like I got something out of my day when I leave the house and I'm out and about with people. Yeah. But I also really enjoy my me time, my alone time. I do, and stuff like that. I mean, I love both times, but yeah, I do. I love that, and and I have no problem with me time and like going into a restaurant and having dinner by myself. I lived alone for a number of years, so I have no problem doing that. It doesn't bother me to go sit by myself alone in a restaurant and order a meal and sit there and have other people come in and see me by myself. It does not bother me. No, no. I don't especially care for highway driving. This is true. And for the longest time, as a younger woman, I avoided the highway at all costs. And to this day, you won't catch me on major highways. Although recently, and this was huge for me, I did drive my daughter back from Connecticut, was it Canton, Connecticut, where she went to her Sanibello appointments, and she needed someone to drive her back. And I wasn't big on the idea, but I got through it. And we're talking major, 4-lane and fast traffic. And I did good. I did good with that. So I suppose if I absolutely had to, but I have yet to drive to like Boston and that. And it's more fear of, not knowing where I am and getting in wrong lanes. And I never liked big trucks emerging traffic, although they don't bother me half as much as it used to intimidate me. Yeah. And I will go on, like I would travel to Vermont a lot. I had to see my daughter and my granddaughter when they lived up there. So, yeah. You will also never see me dive headfirst into water. No. I like my 2 feet on the ground kind of gal, and I like, even if I'm in water, I'll jump in and hold my nose that way and get wet like a, dive bomb that way. But you will never catch me putting my head first into the water. There's some fear about that. I don't feel like I'm in control, and I won't go there. Yeah. Love music, absolutely love music, and all kinds. I love a good jazzy song, and I love a good rock song. I love an old ballad. I love piano music, saxophone, yodeling. I mean, square dancing kind of music, country music. I love it all. I love it all. Yeah. And I love to dance. And I in my younger day, when my legs would move better, I wanted to dance. And, put on the right music. I'm up on the floor dancing. And to this day, I love to, but I look a little funnier these days. Things don't move quite like they used to, right? But I absolutely love to sing, dance, and music. Oh, yes. And I can carry a tune, but not like but I come from a musical family. My kids can sing really nice and play instruments, and my father could sing, my mother could sing. My son can play the drums and sing beautifully. My daughter can play the saxophone for you and sing. My brother, John, is a singer-songwriter and beautiful and has won awards and been on stage with famous people. Yeah. And to this day, he has his own little gig band thing he does. Yeah. Somewhat of a procrastinator and somewhat slightly ritualistic. And I say those two things, and I really just realized the last year or so that I am a procrastinator in studying and researching, and especially more to do with, I realized it with, some of the clutter, and, I'm not a hoarder, and I'm certainly not a dirty hoarder, no, but I have a lot of interests, And so my back workroom showcases it. I have a lot of things I like to do, the painting, the sewing, the jewelry making. So I have supplies for all these things, which, you know, if you walk in there, then it looks, you can see all that, the supplies, and because I have those varied interests, and eBay. So, I mean, I have a lot going on. And so procrastinating, thinking, oh, I'm going to make this, and then I don't buy something to make something, and then I don't get back to it for 3 months. You know, I'm a procrastinator in that sense. And when I say somewhat ritualistic, I realize that, for instance, with my food and the way I cut things up, like if I have a banana, and I'm slicing that banana. Not a real big one, but anyway, a banana. I have to cut it in 13 pieces. It has 13. I've got to get 13 out of that banana. And I don't know why I do that, other than I like that. I like the number, and I want to stay with that. Yeah. I find I do those kind of things. I do, you know, certain things in a certain way, a little ritualistic, I guess you call it. And I can't stray from that. It has to kind of be that way. That's kind of how we do things. But so, yeah. And that was 9. And number 10, I dislike rude, spoiled, rotten, selfish, narcissistic people. Yeah, I don't want to, and I lived with one who was rude and disconcerting, and yet he was one to lead you to believe it was all about you, when really it was all about him all those years. And he was not going to go out of his way to do anything to make your day special. Oh, no. Hell no. Don't even think about that one. But, yeah, we had to do things, you know. We lived our lives around the things that he wanted to do, the things that he liked. Not anything I wanted to do or anything I liked. No. And, yeah, and you know, anybody who's rude, you're out in public and somebody's rude, I mean, I'm not going to certainly start an argument, not in today's world with the way people are, but, you know, I'll walk away, but boy, I might say something, and then walk away. I don't know. But in today, you've got to be careful. But I mean, I don't care. Or I might come sit like this on this platform and crab about it or talk about it to get it, my steam out or whatever. But I don't necessarily like people who are rude or selfish or, you know, all about them kind of thing. No. Don't even get me going on that. So anyway, that's my little video for today, is 10 things about me. So come on in, join me, send comments, write something down, tell me something you like or dislike, or if you can connect with something I said or something I like or dislike. Join in and comment. Comments are important. Comments really are, people. Take a moment, even if it's just one word or something, and comment. You don't have to be rude or go there, but if you feel the need, you know, I can't stop you. But anyway, comments, good comments, tell the algorithm that, oh, this channel's getting this attention, let's get her more views. So the algorithm, it helps all that good stuff that we need as YouTubers to grow our channels. So if you get a moment and you think about it and you liked, this video, and you like my colors and everything I've brought to today, then hit the like button thingy, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment. Why not? Go the distance and do something different today. That's a good thing to do, right? And I'm gonna go because I got things to do and I'm getting hungry. But until we meet again, I certainly hope the universe provides. I truly do. Thank you now. Bye-bye.